I came in at 6:30, and about 6:50ish we got a call for a disabled vehicle. I was just reaching for my phone to turn it over to the shift commander, and that's when I got the call from a woman saying that there was an accident on US 10 in Midland, is all she really could say, is she was going towards Bay City, but she didn't know which exit that she was at. So I spent about at least a good minute or so trying to get the location from her before a male got on the phone and identified himself as Greg Roble from City Fire. And I got the exact location from him. And in turn, I immediately dispatched one of our EMS rigs and Engine 1 from our fire station. He initially thought, I believe, that he only had one person injured that he knew of. He then gave the phone back to the woman who originally had called, told her to keep an open line, and he went back and finished assessing the scene. Came back to the phone and told me that it was pretty serious, and he had at least 3 people that were injured, at least 3 cars that were involved. Asked me to dispatch Rescue 1 also from the fire station for JAWS and also a second ambulance rig. So I in turn did that. After EMS and everybody were en route, I then dispatched city police and immediately had about 3 cars going out there because Greg had told me that he believed that the expressway was going to have to be shut down. Well, in this particular case, shutting down the expressway involved a lot more than it usually would because it's right on Midland and Bay County line, so we had to coordinate with Bay County, and they had a couple of their sheriff's deputies and state troopers come over and help us shut down before, so that traffic didn't actually get close to the scene. We ended up having shut down both lanes for a little while the medical examiner was there and all the trucks were out there. I think I had just almost every city officer out there at a different exit, so I had to make sure I knew exactly where everybody was at, which exit they had shut down, whether or not they needed barrels and cones from the road commission. MDOT was actually also involved, so had to kind of communicate between road commission and transfer that information to MDOT, and they let me know where they're at. Like if one of my city units was going to be released from the scene, they'd let me know so that they could take, because everyday life doesn't stop just because this accident. So we had also other calls that were coming in for normal day stuff, and so when they got released, they would let me know so that they can go to a different call.
Amanda is a relatively new employee. She's been here 2 years. That does not mean that her skills are any less than any other employee. We have a very rigorous training program here. When our people are through training, they are prepared to handle most aspects of any incident that takes place. Obviously, there's always something new every day for any employee to have to deal with, but we focus on concentrating on the basics, and the basics will get you through any incident as it occurs. Self-control is obviously extremely essential, and she's very good at that. She's extremely fast on her feet, and that's the way we describe it, even though she may not necessarily be on her feet, but that's the way that we think of it, and is very good at seeing the big picture and providing the resources that are necessary, relaying essential information to someone else if she's the person doing it, or encapsulating that information if it is given to her, and then giving that concisely to units in the field.